Hello, gorgeous, and welcome back to Flamingo Up, the podcast where we help women rise, reclaim their voice, and take charge of their life and careers after being torn down by toxic workplace experiences. My name is Ali Batoni, and I am the founder of Empower Heard, Australia's growing movement to eradicate female to female workplace bullying and rebuild powerful, resilient women who refuse to stay silent. Wow, folks, it has been a minute since we were last together. Now, if you have been following this podcast for a while, you may have noticed we have been off the air since January. That is because life took an unexpected turn. I had a little scooter accident in the beginning of January that left me physically injured, and I was actually completely out of action for a few months. So I was unable to use or even be near any form of technology, including the television, while I focused on healing and recovery. However, as each day passed, I actually started to feel more useless than the last. I I couldn't help those who needed me, and I couldn't continue to be here for all of you and for my clients. So I actually got into a point where I felt lost, and it was interesting because I realized that I was having a deja vu moment. That same powerless, paralyzed feeling was the one that I had when I was being betrayed at work. So, flat on my back, useless, alone, and powerless. So today's episode is actually for every woman who's ever felt broken by betrayal, especially when that betrayal came from another woman in the workplace. If you're feeling confused, doubting yourself, and unsure of how to move forward, then this episode is for you. Now, we are going to talk about how to rebuild your power, restore your confidence, and take back control starting right now. Now, folks, I am actually, this is happening. I am still in recovery, so this could be a little interesting ride that we're all going to go on a little interesting journey. I've actually got a few dot points sitting just off to the side, so I may refer to them every now and again. Um, Through my recovery, I am, as you can probably tell right now, I am stumbling over a few words, and that is all part of the recovery process that I am undergoing, getting better and stronger every day. So please bear with me. I really do know, though, that this topic is a powerful one about being betrayed by a woman in the workplace. So I just really want to start here by saying I want to be really clear that what happened to you was not what we call office drama. It was not just a bit of tension, and it definitely was not something that you had imagined. So, workplace betrayal is not a petty thing. It is actually quite powerful. It is harmful, and it's deeply personal. It affects like every part of your life. So you may have, or you may be experiencing the following things, which are things like being left out of meetings or decisions you were once included in, and now for no rhyme or reason, you've been left out. Having your ideas dismissed, stolen, or even claimed by others. Maybe you're being praised publicly, but you're being undermined privately. Are you receiving criticism which is disguised as feedback that was actually meant to erode your self-worth? Feeling like you were imagining it all because it's all so subtle and so strategic. And the most painful part of all of this is it all came from another woman. Because we are taught to expect sisterhood, support, solidarity, and collaboration with women. Instead, we're blindsided by manipulation and subtle sabotage, and it shakes us to the core. Now, let me be very clear, this is not a personality clash. It is actually a soul wound. If you have experienced this, please know you are not too sensitive. You are not overreacting, and you are certainly not alone here. Betrayal breaks something inside us, But today we're about putting this all back together again. So, how do I know all of this? I know because I lived this pain. For 6 years, I was bullied by a female colleague. Her actions were insidious, smiling to my face while cutting me down behind the scenes. She was presenting herself as helpful while quietly poisoning my reputation. She used feedback as a weapon, and people believed her. I began to doubt my own instincts, my own perceptions of reality, and my own abilities. I started isolating myself from all my friends and family. I stopped eating properly and I actually turned to alcohol. I lost my joy, my passion, my sass, and most of all, my sparkle. There was a time when I did not think I would survive. I tried to end my life because this is how deep that kind of workplace harm can go. Now, it just does not stay at work. It does get into your body. It gets into your home, your head, and your heart. Now, I did survive. And not only did I survive, I became a victor. Now, I have made it my mission to help other women do the same. Let's get something straight. You cannot reclaim your power from a wound that you will not acknowledge, though. So, if you do not name what has or is happening to you, you will continue to carry it quietly and painfully with you. Betrayal by another woman is a special kind of pain. It creates this fracture in your self-trust and it makes you question not only what happened to you, but who you are inside. You may find yourself wondering exactly like I did, is it just me? Should I have stayed quiet in that meeting? Maybe I'm just not likable anymore. And no, the answer to all those questions is no. You were hurt. You were gaslit. You were made to feel small on purpose. And none of this is your fault. You do not need an apology to begin your healing, but you do need to tell yourself the truth. So here is your prompt. The moment that I knew I was betrayed was. What was that moment that you knew you were betrayed? And to follow on from that, since that moment, I have stopped trusting myself in these ways. What ways have you stopped trusting yourself? Maybe you stopped trusting your voice, like I did. I stopped speaking up in meetings. Actually, I just stopped speaking at all. These are all different ways you can stop trusting yourself. That was my big one. So say it, write it, speak it aloud. I'll give it to you one more time. The moment I knew I was betrayed was. And since then, I have stopped trusting myself in these ways. Naming what happened is the first act of reclaiming your power. Now, I do know you're not just here to listen to me chitty chat, you are here for a strategy. So, here are 4 key stages to rebuild your power after betrayal. Now, these are the same ones I used and the ones that I now use with my clients. So, here they are. Stage 1, you validate your experience. You do not need permission to feel what you feel from anyone. Your pain is valid. Full stop. The effects of betrayal are real. And the first step is acknowledging that. So I want you to say this with me. I believe in myself. I trust my instincts. What happened to me matters. We'll do it again. I believe in myself. I trust my instincts. What happened to me matters. Amazing. Now, stage 2 is to reconnect with your inner power because betrayal actually disconnects us from ourselves. So reclaiming your power starts by returning back to you. Now, I took a self-love test to help me understand where it is that I was strong and where it is that I had been silenced. I have actually linked this test into the show notes, and it will help you understand where you are strong and where you have been silenced and what you need to do next. Then start showing up for yourself. Say your morning mantra. If you don't have a morning mantra, get a morning mantra. Write down one truth in your journal every day. One truth. Hold one strong boundary this week, because the smallest move can create the biggest momentum. Stage 3, let's rebuild confidence habits. Now, let's be honest, confidence is not born, it is built. It's like a muscle. You need to work it regularly. So try this. List, say, 10 career wins. Write down 5 times when you spoke up, even when it was terrifying. If you don't have 5, write 4. If you've only got 1, amazing. You're showing yourself that you can do it. You have done it. You've got the confidence to do it. There's your evidence. It doesn't have to be in a meeting. It could be with a friend. It could be with a family member. So just write down when you spoke up, even when it was terrifying. Now, I want you to make one bold decision this week that prioritizes you. You heard me. One bold decision this week that prioritizes you. Because confidence is not loud. It's a consistent promise to yourself. It is the whisper that says, I deserve more, and then act on it. So stage 4, reimagine your future. Now, this is the actual fun part. This is where you get to write your next chapter, and you get to do it on your own terms. Now, ask yourself this. Who am I becoming now? What will I no longer tolerate? Who am I no longer available for? What am I no longer available for? And what does power look like for me now? I want you to turn that page, blank page, and let's start your new chapter. Because your healing is not indulgent. It is necessary, and it is going to be revolutionary for you. You are creating your life on your terms. Now, you did not stumble across this podcast by accident. You are here because you are one of the women who is ready to rise, not only for yourself, but for the women who are watching. You are the voice for others who maybe cannot yet speak. You are living proof that betrayal does not win. You are part of something bigger now. Empower Her is no longer just a coaching service or a support space. This is the beginning of a national movement right here in Australia, committed to ending female-to-female workplace bullying and reshaping the way women lead, support, and rise together in the professional world. Now, whether you are still figuring out what happened to you, whether you are a leader who wants to break the cycle, whether you are ready to speak out and stand tall, there is a space for all of you here. This movement is for the woman who is rebuilding after betrayal, is committed to never letting it happen to somebody else, is ready to use her story as the catalyst for change. Now, inside Empower Her, we are not just healing. We are mobilizing. We are advocating. We are reimagining leadership. We are creating safe, bold, collaborative spaces for women to thrive. And it starts with women like you. You do not need to wait until you are fully healed. You do not need to have all the answers. You just need to start. You are no longer just a listener. You are a leader. And together, we are creating a culture where no woman is left to suffer in silence again. Now, here's what you can do next to step into your power. Take the self-love test. It's free, it's really fast and deeply revealing. Now, the link is in the show notes. Join the Be Heard Workplace Bullying Support Group. This is your safe haven. Weekly live coaching, a community of support, and a place to reclaim your voice. If you're ready, you can reach out to me for one-on-one coaching for deep healing and transformation. I would be honored to walk alongside you. And share this episode with one woman who needs to hear it. The one woman who is doubting herself. The one woman who feels small. The one who needs a reminder that her power is not gone. It is just waiting for her to reclaim it again. Let us start a wave of women who are done shrinking. Thank you for being here with me today on the first Flamingo Up Back. I want you to remember you are not broken. You are rebuilding. And the next chapter of your story is bold, beautiful, and 1000% yours. Flamingo Up means standing tall, owning your space, and facing every challenge with the grace and strength, just like a flamingo. Keep flamingoing, gorgeous. I will be your sparkle sidekick. Until next time, have an amazing week.